My name is Andy Wesley. So about 4 years ago, I got a phone call at my house and they said, "Hello, congratulations, you've won a trip to Mexico. You won this trip and it's completely free." It's an all-inclusive trip. And I said, "All right, well, tell me more, describe the trip." He asked me, "What's your name, your address, everything?" And so I told him, and he said, "The tickets I will give you to go to Mexico, and you'll have food and everything. Just pick up your tickets there." I was so excited. I hadn't had a vacation in a long time, and I really needed one. I told my husband, and he said, maybe it's a scam, because, that's what he would think. I told him, "We're going to go to Mexico for free, and we don't have to pay anything. I'm so excited." My husband was very skeptical, and he was like, "No, that has to be a scam." And I said, "No, really, it's true." So he was reluctant, and I told him that I had given, my name and my address and my personal information and whatever, and he has the tickets ready for us. So we needed to go to the airport, and he told me to wait for him there, and he'd give us tickets. We were going to fly on June 22nd, and that was my birthday, so that was awesome. So that day, June 22nd, me and my husband were all ready, got our suitcases packed, and we got to the airport. We went in, and I asked the person at the desk for my tickets. He said, "Yeah, we have your tickets. There they are right here." And I told my husband, "See, it's not a scam. They really have the tickets." So we picked up our tickets and got onto the airplane. And we got to fly first class. It was awesome, sitting next to all the rich people. We arrived in Mexico. It was a really fancy hotel that we got to stay at. The airplane arrived in Mexico. We got into a cab. It picked me and my husband up. I told him the name of our hotel, and the taxi driver was like, "Man, that's a nice place." I said, "Yeah, I know. I won a trip. It was free." The taxi driver kind of looked at me. Oh well, he was just jealous, So we drove to the hotel. I said I didn't need any cash because, it was a free trip. We got into the hotel, and it was so nice, I couldn't believe it. We walked in there, and the receptionist said, "Welcome to the hotel." And I was so excited. I was like, "You guys are all waiting for me, right?" I knew it. The receptionist was quizzical when I gave him my name and all my information. And they said, "Give me your name again." I gave him my name, and I told him my husband's name was Jeff. And they said, "Okay, let me check again." And he checked in his computer and still couldn't find my name in the system. Again, they asked my name, and they couldn't find it anywhere. The receptionist said, "I'm sorry, but you don't have a reservation here. You can't stay in this hotel because all of our rooms are full." I was flabbergasted. "Excuse me? Yeah, I won a trip to Mexico. It was a free trip. I won an all-inclusive." That's what they told me. The receptionist said, "No, we don't have you down for a room here, so you don't have a reservation." I looked at my husband, and I was like, "Oh gosh, it was a scam. You were right." We went to a different hotel that had some availability, and I was just so upset about the scam. So we got another cab, and they took us to the available hotel, and it was not a very nice area. I was not impressed. was dirty and people, I was a little skeptical. So we went into the hotel and I asked if they had availabilities, and the receptionist said, yeah, how many weeks did you want? It's going to be $1,582 for a room. And I said, say that again? The receptionist said $1,852 for a room. You know, it's an appropriately sized room with 2 beds. And I asked if there was a kitchen, and the receptionist said, no, there's no kitchen, just the beds. And I said, oh, that's really expensive for a tiny little room. But he said, yeah, that's how much it costs. And I said, I don't have any cash, but I have a credit card. My credit card is maxed out. Can I just do up to $500? I can't pay that whole amount. He said, well, how about you go to the bank? So we went to the bank, but couldn't find an ATM or anything. So we went to the U.S. bank. We found one, and I asked if I could get a loan for $2,000, and the man at the bank said, were you scammed? All your money and the credit card's gone. I said, they let me borrow $2,000, but the interest rate was 36%. And I said, that is impossible. 36%? I can't afford that. Well, the bank said, take it or leave it. That's what we're offering. So they gave me the $2,000 loan with an interest rate of $36,000. I mean, that means that I was going to have to pay this off for, 5 years. It's ridiculous. So I said, all right. Put the cash in our pocket and went back to the hotel. $1,552, it's not important in the big scheme of things. So I said, we'll stay here. Now the hotel is going to cost $2,500 for 1 week. The price had gone up since the last time we were here. And I said, well, all right, so shoveled out my money, all my cash, didn't have any left. Couldn't go to any restaurants or anything. Didn't have any money left. I brought 300, a small amount. It was horrible. This was just an awful experience. And our hotel room was miserable. There were two tiny little bedrooms, 2 little beds. It was dirty. The windows were gross. It was just awful. So we stayed there a whole week. Oh, we suffered that whole week. It was not fun. It was not a nice area. It was a pretty dangerous area. Finally, the time had arrived to go home, and we were really excited to go home. We didn't want to stay in Mexico anymore. Then we thought, do we have tickets to go home from Mexico? We got tickets to get here, but maybe we don't have any to go home. We called the airport and asked, and they said, no, you don't have a return flight back to the U.S. I said, no, the scam was horrible. Leaving us in Mexico. So what did we do? We had to use our credit card again to get tickets. It cost $750 each for the tickets. So it cost $1,500 to fly home. I had my debit card with me, so I went ahead and charged that. But the people told me, oh, you don't have any funds left in your debit card. And I was flabbergasted again. I said, excuse me, yes, I have money in my debit card. And they said, no, your balance is 0. You have no money left in your account. Oh, I was freaking out. That scam, they took my credit card number. I had given them all of my personal information, and they just stole all of my money. We were in Mexico. How were we supposed to get home? The man approached me and said, ma'am, can I help you? I was a little skeptical. I said, yeah. And I told him my problems, what had happened. I didn't have any money left, and we didn't have tickets to fly home, so I didn't know what to do. The man said, oh, I'm sorry. I feel so bad for you. I have some money. I can help you out. I'll give you $2,000. I said, I don't know you. He said, I have a big heart. I'm an honest, open person. I'll give you some money. I said, oh, thank you, thank you. What's your name? I want to thank you. He said, no. It's a gift from me. Keep that money for you to enjoy. Oh, I was so thankful. My husband and I were so excited. Finally, we could go home. So we bought 2 tickets to return home. My ticket cost $1,500, so we still have $500 left. Just stuck that right in my pocket. Me and my husband discussed we were never again going to come to Mexico. This game had taught us a lesson. We were so excited to go home. Suddenly, 2 cops approached us and said, your money was fake. I said, what? No. A man, I don't know who he was, just made me up and gave me some money after I told him my sad story. And they said, the cops told me, yeah, no, that was a scam as well, That was fake money and he gave you was counterfeit money. I couldn't believe it. Another scam. Fine. Okay, well, 2 weeks later, the cops called me and said, that man was arrested that came up to you at the airport. That man who came up to you and gave you that money? He was the one who scammed you in the first place and stole all your money. He was the problem in the first place. He called your house and scammed you to go to Mexico, took all your money, and then gave you counterfeit money to get home. The cops told me, never give out your personal information ever again. You need to learn from this. And I said, all right.